I work as a housekeeper at a nursing home. Now, this is not the job I dreamed of when I was a little boy. But it's a great place to work. But sometimes it feels like a thankless job. But it's a great place to work. And we have lots of residents. Some are only going to be there for a couple of months because they're there for therapy. Then they'll go home. But a lot of people, this is the last stop. Some get visitors, some don't. And so we staff members become their family. Now, I had some fans, some people who like to hear my stories about days at community theater, or stories about my parrot Jade, or my cat Buddy. And one of my fans, his name was Larry. He was a great guy. He was very alert. Whenever I go to his room, he was reading the paper, or reading the magazines, or sometimes watching TV. Sometimes he'd have a snacky for me. But whenever I went to his room, he'd say, "Oh, Nelson, let me get out of the room." So he'd wheel himself out of the room, and I'd clean the room, and he'd wheel himself back into the room. Except for one day. One day, he was in room 29 of 32, right opposite one of the nursing stations. I went to his room, I said, "Hi, Larry." He was in the middle of the bathroom, just sitting in his wheelchair, sort of non-responsibly. I said, "Hi, Larry," and he said, "Hello." And he just sat there. He didn't wheel himself out of the room. So I figured, well, everyone has a bad day, so I did the room 30. And cleaned the room and went back, and Larry was still just sitting in the bathroom. Meanwhile, in the nurses' station right across the hall, there were a bunch of nurses all talking and chatting, being happy. And I thought, well, he must be all right because there's all these nurses just having a good time. So I did 31, went back, he's still just sitting in the bathroom. Did 32, he's still just sitting in the bathroom, nurses still talking away. Well, I ran out of room, so I had to clean it. So I said, "Hello, Larry," again. He said, "Hello," just sat there in the bathroom. So I cleaned the room, went and cleaned around Larry in the bathroom. And Larry was just, this is not how Larry ever did. Every day for 2 years, he always went out of the room and wheeled himself back. And so I said, "Larry, are you all right?" And he said, "Oh, I'm fine." But I just didn't believe him. It was too weird. By this time, the nurses were all gone except for one nurse who I didn't know. I thought I must be crazy. I mean, it's 20 years since I ever had a CPR course even, and there were nurses right away, just a few feet away. But I went and said, "I think something wrong with Larry. He's just sitting there non-responsibly in the bathroom." I was close to tears, and then I left and went to clean the next room in the business office. Well, 5 minutes later, I see this nurse, she's running down the hallway with a tank of oxygen. 5 minutes later, there's an ambulance comes. They pick up Larry and bring him to the hospital. He was there about 2-3 weeks. When he came back, he stopped me out, says to me, "Nelson, you saved my life." And I said, "Huh? What you talking about?" And he said he suffered a massive stroke. And if he'd spent half an hour without treatment, he would have been dead. I was flabbergasted. Now, the moral of the story is not that Nelson's a big hero, because I'm just a regular guy doing a thankless job. But one day, my eyes and my heart were open to the needs of another, and I wasn't afraid to speak truth to power. That day, the person that did that was me, but tomorrow, maybe it'll be one of you. Thank you.